let's jump into the video today, guys. I wanted to go ahead and talk about bankruptcies. I wanted to talk about public records. Obviously, I know things have shifted. They've changed a little bit when it comes to reporting public record. There's certain things that I really don't even see anymore, like tax liens, state liens, child support type of stuff. I don't really see that on the public records, but bankruptcies I still do. And I wanted to give you guys a few key points on how to challenge bankruptcies and the success that us here at BuildWare Strategies have had because we follow a certain process. And I wanted to give you guys these quick tips so that you're able to go ahead and get this stubborn accounts deleted from your credit report. For you guys out there checking out the channel for the first time, consider liking, subscribing, comment. I'm going to go ahead and leave on the description a link below that you could fill in your contact information. Also our contact number if you guys are looking forward to a free credit evaluation. Now, let's jump into the video. So let's talk about bankruptcies. Obviously, those are one of the things that it's obviously public record. So there has to be an order of operation, especially when challenging them. So I've put 4 different things. I wanted to put 5, which is basically like the clerk of courts. But to be honest with you, over the last 12 months, I really haven't had a lot of success with the clerk of courts. Not only the fact that they've been understaffed, so a lot of the times they don't even reply, or when they reply, they don't reply with really what we're looking for, right? Obviously, when it comes to disputing accounts, we don't only want to go through one path or one route, which is obviously the bureaus, but we also want to contest the accuracy with the creditors. We want to involve third parties in there, like the clerk of courts, right? But this is something that I've put in order, and we've been having a lot of success. One of the first things that you have to do, guys, you obviously have to get a copy of your credit report, right? You could do this through either annualcreditreport.com. It's for free, by the way, or you could go into something which I prefer, like in this particular case, Identity IQ, My FICO, Credit Check Total. They're going to give you a comprehensive credit report. It's going to give you all 3 because sometimes you run into an issue with annual with Experian, right? So once you have the report, you got to lock and load. Why is it important? Because there's going to be detailed information in there. Account numbers, account dates, all that information, all that jazz. You need that because you're going to put that as part of your dispute, right? Not only that, once you've gone ahead and got the copy of the report, you want to do one of the first things. Keep in mind, guys, everything that's negative or positive, it's tied to your personal information, especially if you guys out there, if you've pulled the report and you see a lot of variations, I get excited because of that. Why? Because the more variation, aliases, AKAs, addresses, the higher the success probability. Because one of those items could be attached, one of the derogatory items could be attached to some of that personal info, right? So correcting personal information, we have multiple ways, preferably for myself. If we're going to do correction of personal, that's where I lean towards doing electronically. It's really quick, it's fast, but not every account should be disputed. Side note here, guys, if you register your information through Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion, keep in mind that when you do things electronically, you waive certain rights. And one of the rights that I hate to waive is the right for me to be able to sue or contest that aspect of it in court, right? So keep in mind, you can literally opt out by sending them a letter, letting them know that you're opting out from that. But if you go ahead and also send the dispute out physically, keep in mind to do it notarized. Why? Because if you get a notary to go ahead and verify your identification, you put that on a dispute letter, guess what? It's going to reinforce that that information that you're providing them, it's 100% accurate, right? Besides that, let's go into freezing data. Everybody talks about LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Innovis, ARS, right? But for me, preferably, LexisNexis is actually one of the data furnishers that actually gather the information, get the data, and then this is where the bureaus piggyback from. So why do I say LexisNexis, even though that people talk about, oh, let's freeze data and then let's dispute a late payment, or let's go ahead and dispute a charge-off account. Those are not really things that I would lean towards, and I haven't really had a lot of success after freezing the data. But I've had success with BKs. Why? Because they gather public information. Guess what? Once you go ahead and freeze the information, you could go ahead and do it to all 5. But once you freeze it, you're going to increase the success probability that once you fire off, which is basically the last thing here, number 4, that they're going to go ahead and not be able to validate the information. Now, when disputing, you could do one of 2 things. Either you could do it electronically, which I don't really encourage, or you could lean towards, which I prefer, in this particular case is going to be physical dispute letters. Why? Because physical dispute letters, you could attach a bunch of things to them. You could do a CFPB dispute, right? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You could literally print that sucker out, put it as part of your dispute. You could add additional documentation. If you have something, maybe you started the proceeding, but you didn't fully went through the bankruptcy, you could add those documents. Besides that, you could reference certain things like the Fair Credit Reporting Act, 1681, right? Not only that, the Fair Credit Reporting Act has about 30 sections on the 600s. Reference to 609, the 611. Those are verification methods. Guys, I hope this information was fruitful. I hope it was helpful. Again, I'm leaving on the description a link. Fill out your contact information if you're looking for a free credit evaluation. And I'm also leaving you our phone number. Thank you so much for the love and support. Till the next time.